Hi guys, today I'm back with some animation information, and this time it is about The Legend of Tembo. Now before I start talking about this movie, I just want to say I might be too late with this information, but more details about that later in the video. Now, what the hell or who is Tembo? I'll give you two hints. 1. Tembo rhymes with Dumbo. And second of all, Tembo is Swahili for elephant. So yes, you are correct. This movie is about an elephant, and a cute one. Tembo is an African elephant who gets taken to China, and the only way to get back home is to become a brave battle elephant in the Chinese army, as you can tell. Now, is it me, or does these elephants remind you of The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King? I mean, the concept art looks absolutely stunning. And a little side note, I really have to recommend you watching those pictures on your own computer screen. The quality of my smartphone does not represent the quality of these images. They're absolutely breathtaking, and they deserve to be watched on a proper computer screen. So click on the links below, and then you'll get to the pictures. So yeah, that's just a side note. The story is written by Will Schneider, and the story is a mixture of action, a little bit of comedy, and a lot of emotion. So yeah, people have already watched a few work in progress scenes, and those people claim that this really has Disney potential, Disney standards. So not only does the story sound and the pictures look like they have an enormous quality, it really does look that way, so I'm excited already, like, jeez. Now, the computer animated movie is a project from Digital Domain Media Group, and this mother company has an enormous reputation because they have won multiple Oscars. They were responsible for the special effects of, for example, the Titanic, the Avengers, Star Trek, X-Men, The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, and so on and so on. So, like, huge movie names. Now, because they wanted to do something else with their talent, they decided to found Tradition Studios. And this studio is an animation movie studio by Digital Domain Media Group. So, and they were about to make their very first animation movie, and that was going to be The Legend of Tembo. Now, their ambition, and they literally said this, their ambition was to become the next Pixar. So, wow. Yeah. I have to say that this story and these images look like they might be good competition. Now, they already started off really good because the directors are Chuck Williams and Aaron Blaise. Now, who the hell are those guys? Well, they are very famous Disney veterans. They've worked on Brother Bear, The Lion King, Aladdin, so big names. So this movie had a lot of potential. Now, bear in mind what I said in the beginning of this video. I might be too late with this information. I'm not going to give you a release date because there is none. Because Digital Domain Media Group has decided, because of financial problems, to close down Tradition Studios, the animation studio that made The Legend of Tembo. So the movie is floating in the air somewhere, and there is a big possibility that this movie will never be made. Also a huge shock for Chuck Williams and Aaron Blaise, because they actually left Disney for the same reason. They were working on King of the Elves, an animation movie that is already with Disney for a very long time, and they just cannot agree there on the story. And they have been working on that project for many years, and they said, no, we don't want to do this anymore. We actually want to make an animation movie that is coming to the screen. We do not want to work on a movie that is never gonna be there. Now, guess what? That has happened to The Legend of Tembo. And around 150 to 300 people have lost their jobs because of the Digital Domain Media Group has closed down Tradition Studios. The mother company is going to be saved. They are still going to exist. They just want to concentrate now on their main activity, and that is literally working on special effects for commercials and movies, but no animation movies anymore. Now, there might be a little bit of hope, but it's very little. Galloping Horse and Reliance Media Works, a Chinese studio and an Indian studio, might take over the project because they have taken over some activities that Digital Domain Media Group does not want to do anymore. It's very specific special effects activities, but they already invested a lot of money in The Legend of Tembo themselves, so they might take over the project. But there's a lot of problems with who is getting the rights of this movie, who owns them now and who will own them later. There's a huge discussion about that. But the main problem is they really have to get started working back on this project, because the 150 people who lost their jobs are obviously looking for new jobs, and some of them already found a new job. Now, for some people who do not understand what the problem is, there is a huge investment. They already invested 10 million. This project, The Legend of Tembo, has already costed them $10 million. And those $10 million were mainly of, investing in the art, in the drawing company part of the company, like of the employees who were going to draw Tembo and the movie, because you have to make a consistent movie. You have to teach all of your employees to draw the same Tembo, to draw the same environment. This costs already a lot of education of your drawers. You have to you have to be consistent, and that costs a lot of money. If those people find another job, then you lose them, and you have to invest yet another few millions, what you already invested in this movie, for the same thing, which makes this project even harder to sell. But yeah, maybe Galloping Horse and Reliance Media Works is going to take over this project, but it's not certain yet. But Chuck Williams and Aaron Blaise really do want to let this project survive. They really believe in this. And to be honest, I see a lot of potential in this movie as well. Yeah, the future is not sure, but I hope that there's going to be good news soon. Although this might be an animation movie that you will never see, I thought that this was worth sharing with you. Hopefully until next time.